Okay, here's your first word for our nifty, thrifty 50 word work. Composer. Composer is a person who composes something. Many other words, such as writer, reporter, and teacher, are made up of root words with the suffix er. Okay, so when I say root word, here's the root. So the root is compose. And the suffix that comes at the end of the word is er. I want you to think, what does this suffix actually mean? And what it means is that whatever comes first is a person or a thing that does something. So a teacher is a person who teaches. A reporter is a person who reports. A writer is a person who writes. So that suffix of er means that someone does something. Okay, something to note about the suffix er. If you add er to a word that already has e at the end of it, like write, you have to drop one of the e's. Okay, now your job is to write down the word composer and then underneath it write down writer, reporter, teacher. Circle the root in each word, and then I want you to, circle the root and then underline the suffix, or you can do the opposite. I got mixed up there. Okay, I'm going to start moving a little more quickly because you guys will get the hang of this. But remember that you can pause or turn back the video if you missed something. A discovery is something you discover. The prefix means the beginning of the word. So the prefix in this word is dis. So the prefix dis actually changes most words to the opposite. And what I mean is cover. So if you're covering something, then no one can see it. If you discover something, then people can see it. Discovery is the word cover with the prefix of dis and the suffix at the end of y. Please write down that word, discovery. Make sure that you circle or underline the prefix, the suffix, and the root word. When you encourage someone, you give them encouragement. Many other words such as argue and argument, replace and replacement follow the same pattern. What do you think the root of the word encouragement is? If you said courage, you are correct. Here's the root. The prefix is n, and the suffix is ment. There are no spelling changes there. Now I need you to write down all three of these words: argument, replacement, encouragement. Hopeless is our next word. What do you think the root of this word is, and what is the suffix? The root is hope. The suffix is less. Other similar words are painless and homeless. I'd like you to write down painless, homeless, and hopeless. Underline the end part or the suffix, circle circle the root word for each one of your 3 words there. Impossible is your next word. What do you think the root word of this is? If you guessed possible, you are correct. What is the prefix? Im. The im changes the word to the opposite. So if you thought something was possible, it's now impossible with that suffix. I mean prefix. Remember, pre means before. Here are 2 more words that I would like you to also write down with your impossible word. Impatient and immature. Circle the prefixes and underline the root words, please. Okay, here's our word musician. The root is music, and the IAN means that it's someone who does something. Other words that are like that are magician. You might notice that the spelling doesn't really change. You just add the suffix IAN, but the pronunciation changes. So think of the word before it has IAN, so you just say magic. When you add the IAN, the pronunciation changes. Magician, music, musician. Write down both words, please. Circle your root word, underline your suffix. Okay, here's your final word for this nifty, thrifty 50 lesson. You've done a great job so far. Make sure that you have completed all your words, circled or underlined the root words, the prefixes, the suffixes in your best printing possible. This will go back in your literacy duotang. Where is the root word in this word? Rich is the root word. EST or est is the suffix. What do you think EST means as a suffix? It means the most. I want you to write down 2 more words that you think of which has the suffix EST. Write those down, so you should have richest plus 2 more words with the same suffix.